on April 12th with a real money listener league startup draft. We are drafting the first 12 rounds, and it's going to be a lot of fun in our Hades league. And yeah, we're going to start that up in about 6 minutes. Rick is here. Kev is here. And yeah, I'm excited. We're how many days from the NFL draft? I have to check myself.
11. No. 10. It's Thursday next week.
Thursday. Well, yeah, it's 11 days away. Next week could confuse some people. It's always confuses me with like Spanish speakers use like they'll say like next Tuesday as in like in 2 days. And to me that's like this Tuesday, right? But they say it as like next Tuesday, at least when they speak in English. I guess like they're translating it. And so like, I always have to double check with like, you mean like on the 14th or do you mean, the 21st?
I still ask no matter what when someone says next Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if that means 2 days from now or later. Yeah, I was just telling you offline. I just wanted to let everyone know. I was talking to a couple of you guys about potential trades, and I had some household emergencies, family-wise, and something with the house too. So sorry I couldn't continue that, but we didn't really get anywhere. We were just kind of like, but I'm still open for trading, but I am picking first, so got a couple of minutes. But I don't know. I'm fine just kind of going with what I got right here, as I'm sure most people are. We didn't have anyone trade anything yet, have we, besides you swapped positions?
We have not. Yeah, again, startup trades are always a little bit hard for people to kind of like map out and stuff. So
yeah. And these first 12 rounds, it's going to be kind of hard to do because the clock. But that's okay. In general, I'm sure everyone on here has done a startup before. But in general, like it's a lot of good faith trades where it's like, I want to move up to get my guy, and so I'll let you move up in like 2 different rounds later on, kind of a thing is the idea.
Yeah. Just it's always funny, like no matter what league it is, it's a home league, listener league, there's always like, that's why I feel like sometimes I put out too many reminders, but then there's always just people that are like just finding out things and stuff. So this is a live draft for the first 12 rounds. We will go slow draft after that. This is a 12-team start 12 super flex. So there's 12 spots here. The lineups are a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, 5 regular flexes, and a super flex. So it's a start 12, very deep league. It is tiered PPR, half point for running back, 1 for wide receiver, 2.25 for tight ends. So I've never done a tiered PPR league, and I wanted to do it. So this is our our guinea pig here. And is that the right guinea pig? Lab mouse, whatever. And 0.1 per carry as well is the other setting. 6 point per passing touchdown, all that fun stuff. 0.1 per carry. We are drafting kickers in replacement of rookie picks, so I have to stay on top of that with. I'm going to basically say it like this. So everyone, if you're watching at all, next rookie pick is the 101. And as the kickers come off the board, I will try and update that. Please remind me or do it yourself. Rick, I swapped Killer Gorilla. He's in a couple of our leagues and he always seems to land right in the middle, and he doesn't want to start in the middle. And so I offered him, I said I'd swap back to the 107 with him and he can have the 102. So, which I was totally fine with. Don't think we're missing anything. We're going to start it up here in just a couple minutes. Hopefully everyone is here. I think I've noticed most everyone online are seeing the messages. So
I only see about 4 of us, including you and me, in the draft room right now.
yeah, I just
And
meant
then
I
you
saw
gotta
like
put it-
people checking the chat and stuff. So like everyone has seen the messages. So I hope everyone's here. And if not, well, it's going to kind of suck. So,
Where's Mr.
yeah, I don't know.
Bean?
I'm sure. I'm sure he's here. Benjamin. We just hit for like 2 seconds there. We hit 50 live viewers, which is kind of crazy. I don't think we definitely have never gotten 50. I know with the mobile stream, it kind of like people are like channel surfing essentially, and then they leave when they realize I have a 5-minute. Yeah, you have to be a subscriber for 5 minutes to leave a chat for the mobile side. So
just to keep the riffraff out.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the website people use to track? Do you mean like where? What do you mean by that, Rick? Like tracking the rookie picks, like how who's going at the 102 the most, who's going at like and stuff like that. Like basically ADP. There was a really good one, Dynasty Labs. I haven't really I don't know if they've been updating it, but Dynasty Lab is a data lab is a pretty cool website as well. So we got 2 minutes for the first, what did I say, 3 rounds, and then we're going to switch it to a minute and a half, just to give people the opportunity to potentially trade on the clock. But I don't think it's going to happen. So 107 is up for grabs. So if you guys shoot me a message if you want it. So yeah, but yeah, let's get into it. We're going to start it up. It's 5 o'clock. Again, 2 minutes on the clock. Couple important things, guys. Like I cannot change auto picks. So if you get auto picked, I'm sorry. You got to be on top of it. Use your queue. If you are trying to make trades and stuff like that, like I will not reverse auto picks. So it's just, that's the easiest way to do it. So if we're ready, let's do it. I don't have a website to do that. Is there a website for that? I'm not sure. I just kind of I keep it updated. Let me turn that off. I keep it. I just update it as we go. So, how they have a good pick tracker. I'll have to check that out for next time. I don't want to. I'm probably too late to do it for me now. So, I'm trying to figure it out. But Elton Trader Joe says he's got it there. With the you set it up. Sweet. Awesome. So if you guys want to click that link, Joe, he just set it up here on the lab here. That the next pick on the clock is the 101. So awesome. Thanks, Joe, for that. I'm still going to update it as we go, but yeah, go ahead.
I was just milking the clock a little. Like I know who I want, but I was just waiting for Bean Jammin to get on.
I saw his green dot light up, I believe.
Okay. Cool. Well, I think
Benjamin.
I wonder if everyone else has the same 101, but I know we just kind of talked about this. Was it only yesterday? 2 days ago? I don't know. Thursday?
We went live yesterday, so yeah.
Okay.
So
it's all the same to me, but it's got to be Mr. Josh Allen.
Josh Allen off the board. So yeah, I think that's my 101 as well. As we got Killer Gorilla on the clock here, we swapped spots here. So this would have been mine. And yeah, if you guys are watching and have questions, do leave them in the chat. Another thing, try not to talk about players that haven't been taken yet. I don't think it's really going to influence anyone. Everyone's smart, savvy dynasty players and stuff, but just in case, sometimes the ADPs are still a little wonky at times in this part of the season. Yeah, I think I think, just try not to spoil anything there. If you do trade, by the way, guys, the clock does not get reset. So if you have a trade on the board and it gets accepted with like 2 seconds left, you need to have your queue set up just in case, just so you guys know about that there.
There is a clock stop situation. Marv's asking which chat do we message in for a minute pause?
Why do we need a minute pause?
No. Just because there's the option to do that. Like I thought you offered that. You did before, where you're like, I thought it was called like the trade.
That's rookie drafts.
What?
Just rookie drafts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not for startups. I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna pause it, Marv. So, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna pause it. Just so you know, I'm just gonna pause it. There is no pausing in case of trades. That's for rookie drafts. We'll have a trade clock for rookie drafts, but if you have a trade out there and it gets accepted with 2 seconds left, and he gets auto picked, that's on you. Like I can't change it. It's going to get way too complicated to try and change things. So, yeah, that's why I set up the draft about a month before, hoping, if we wanted to make trades, that was kind of the time to do it. That's one of the downsides with the live draft, but rookie drafts, we will have 5 minutes on the clock and 1 5-minute trade window. So you'll have plenty of time at rookie drafts. It's a shorter draft, so we're able to do it like that. It worked well with our Zeus League last year. It was a lot of fun. We got some on the clock trades and stuff. You'll have when it goes to a slow draft, for sure, you can trade as much as you want. I thought I saw Benjamin. Benjamin, are you here? I hope you're here. I thought I saw him online once.
I don't see his dot.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna refresh. And probably destroy my computer right now.
Okay, there he is. All right, Benjamin's here. I know, some people are using their phone maybe to watch and draft, and when you I think when you do something else on your phone, it shows the thing here. So,
Maddie was getting a little anxious, I guess.
Yeah. It's Trey McBride off the board. It is a heavy tight end premium. Benjamin takes Jahmyr Gibbs. That means I am getting one of my tier 1 players. Maybe both of them are on the board. We will see. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to get a tier 1 player, and I traded back, and I have 5 in my tier 1. And yeah, the decision was made for me. So if anyone wants to throw an offer out there, I'll give it about 40 seconds, but I'm not going to take all the time here. I think they were talking about a trade potentially. I'm just trying to follow what's going on in the chat here. So
yeah. I know. Yeah, it gets a little complicated doing what we're doing, because we need to have our message. We need to have our messages open. We're got to track the draft. Got to make this somewhat entertaining, and keep an eye on the actual live stream draft and this draft or the draft room chat.
Indeed. Kev, we can.
I'm assuming no one's sending messages in the Hades chat right now.
Okay. Marv did. He said 11 is on the block. So
yeah, that was 8 minutes ago. So I think we're good.
Yeah. Mind your business. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Looking to trade back from the 109 in a 12-team setup. What deal would you be willing to make or moving down? How far back are you looking to go there, Rick? Brock Bowers off the board. Curious what you're kind of thinking there, and what you're trying to trade back. So where exactly are you trying to trade back to? Kev, we could probably get to this if he goes off the board. I don't even know if he's going to go off the board in this draft, but We did talk about it yesterday a little bit. The one thing I will say is like, I'm not 100% sold on like what coaches say in April, and I'll kind of, not that it doesn't affect his value, but like I'll kind of wait a little bit and see like, okay, let's see what's happening in August and stuff. So, but yeah, I think it definitely affects his value negatively for sure, and that was always the fear with Travis Hunter, unfortunately. So yeah, pretty standard. Nothing too crazy. Again, it's a 2.25 tight end premium. Tight ends are getting 1.25 more than receivers, and they're getting 1.75 more than running backs per catch. Did you see JSN off the board? I think in a league like this, Trey McBride was the most valuable player in the league last year. Now he had an incredible season, so. Like, is he going to repeat that? We'll see. But yeah, I mean, it's some people might be shocked. I think was it in Poseidon last year that McBride went 101, or was it Zeus? I think one of the listener leagues, McBride went like, or at least in the top 3.
It wasn't it was Brock Bowers and
I think you're right. It was
Jaden Daniels went 1 and 2 to someone who had traded. Was it shit?
I think it was Pete that
yeah, I think it was Pete.
And you got like Bowers and Allen or something.
No, I got Allen at 103 and I was really stoked about that.
Oh, then Pete had like the 101 and 102, right? And
yeah,
I don't know who he took,
Bowers Daniels.
Yeah, that sounds right. Caleb off the board, Puka off the board, JSN, pretty standard. These are the guys you're going to be seeing going in the first round in a heavy tight end premium here. So, so you're talking about startups trading back from the 109 to the 112. Yeah, I really want to try and one thing I'm going to potentially be putting together a website for us. So that's going to be fun. We're going to see how that's going to go. I really want to like figure out a good way to make a calculator with like startup picks, valuing startup picks. I don't know really where to start, but I'd love to have that. Is it a deeper league, Rick, or is it a shallower league? Because like I love trading back in deeper leagues. Like I was trying to trade back from the 107, seeing if I can get basically like 3 starters for the 107 because this is a 12 by 12. And so like, yeah, if it's a deeper league, then I'm more open to trading back. So, yeah, maybe we can figure that out. Yeah, I have a student, Kevin, that's he's like he builds websites and coding and stuff. So I might be like swapping free English classes for building us a website.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, have like rankings on there and calculator and yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, so Kevin, in general, like I kind of mentioned, like if you're going to trade back 3 spots, just assuming everyone has their picks, right? Like you have all the, like the 109, the 204, like all that jazz. And you're moving back to the 112 in like generally that person should be willing to let you move up in the other rounds, like in the second and whatever rounds like you're ahead of them. If you don't have 3rd round reversal, then it would be like the 2nd, the 4th, the 6th. Then you're moving up in 2 to 3 other rounds, depending on like how valuable those are.
Yeah.
In my very first dynasty startup outside of our home league, I just did like I moved back in round 2 and only moved up in round 3. Like this is the first time I ever like made a trade in a startup. And that was basically because the tier of guys that were on the board in my mind were basically, it was big enough to where it's like, well, I can get 2 of these guys if I do that. And then more or less like like if I didn't trade, like that tier theoretically would have been exhausted if they were just going right down my list.
Yeah, and he might not be just swapping like 109 to 112. Like he might be just trading the 109 and someone has 2 first round picks. What I was trying to do here, and this is a 12 by 12. You're in a 12 by 11, so deep league. I was trying to trade my 107. If you were kind of if your second round pick was closer to the end of the second round and your third round, because this is third round reversal. I was trying to get like your second, your third, and then like your fifth or sixth. And then I would kick back like an 8th or 9th round pick. So, and I felt solid about potentially doing that. So, Mick, you are on auto pick, just as a heads up. So I assume you had your queue up there potentially. I don't know if Amon-Ra was the next off the board, but yeah, so that's kind of what I was trying to do. Like kind of trying to get like giving up my 107, getting 3 picks, 3 extra picks, or I guess, getting 3 picks in like the top 50 or 60 players was kind of like my hope there, because again, those are all like top half starters if you're in the top 60 in that 12 by 11, right? So
yeah, and just definitely just assign players to these positions. Yeah. Like we saw JSN go off here, right? Imagine, who's your 24th guy if you're moving all the way back to the end of the second round, right? Like, is JSN plus like worth that guy plus whatever else you're getting on top of it?
Yeah. This is a good time to throw out there because we got a lot of people watching. We'd love to, I would love to have at least one more listener league. And the next one we're going to do, if we do one, is an auction league. And that one we might need a hell of a lot of time. So we got to figure out the timing on that. Auction league, best ball. So if anyone's up for an auction league, best ball league, I think we've already have like maybe half filled, at least, people saying they're interested in it. So look at Team 11. Yeah, we'll give everyone a look. As we finish up here and switch over to the slow draft in the first 12 rounds. Still have a player in my tier 2 as we dipped into tier 3 for me and even tier 4. I'm curious to see if I'm going to get this guy. Good chance I don't, but we will see. Why best ball? Kind of for that reason. Like I've done best ball like once in redraft. I've never done it in Dynasty. I think it's fun. Like I think it's like a different strategy. I know some people might think it's maybe a little bit more luck based or whatever. And I just think it's different strategy. And also it makes it a little bit easier for when you have so many leagues and you don't have to like worry about starting lineup for that league and stuff. So
yeah. And I think it's Jamie from CBS, if you guys listen to him, but he makes the argument. Yeah, some people do say like, oh, it takes some of the skill out. It's just different. Like it doesn't like there's still a lot of skill that goes into drafting for best ball.
Yeah, but building a best ball team.
Yeah.
I think it's less luck based than like the matchups are less luck based. Ooh, interesting. My tier 2 player did fall to me, so I am gonna have to scoop him up. Sorry.
Yeah. So the argument can be made that these guys like it can kind of reward like a well-built dynasty team, right? Like when you have a deep bench, like sometimes it can be hard to decide like who even to drop, and like being able to only start 10, 12 guys, something like that, then it can be a little restrictive, right? Where you're like, well, like at that point you should be looking to consolidate a bit.
Loveland off the board, huh?
You talking to the cat?
I don't hate him. No, I was saying Loveland off the board.
Oh yeah.
I agree with this. I really do like start-sit decisions, and I wouldn't want to play like in all best ball. But I have enough leagues out there where I'm definitely willing to try new things and new settings and new Marion Hampton off the board. Just new ways of playing. And yeah, I just think like it changes trading. Trading is a lot different in best ball. Like you're much more willing to in lineup leagues, especially shallower ones. You don't care about like you just need 3 or 4 guys and that's it. Like best ball, like sometimes trading Chase for like 3 wide receiver 20s or 24s could make sense because like those 3 guys might outproduce Chase, considering you have 3 chances instead of 1 to do better than him. So, that's not the perfect example, but yeah, I think it's I just think it's different and I want to try it. So, I know it's very like people are very like either like you I don't know, like I feel like a lot of people just kind of like hate best ball. I get it. I get like because I kind of agree with Rick about like the start sit decisions and stuff like that is a lot of fun.
The only dynasty best ball league I was ever in, actually no, that's not true. There was 2, but one of them was you couldn't make any moves. Like there was no waivers during the season or trades. And I was like, well, this is stupid. Like it's just it's more or less underdog at that point,
Yeah.
So I'm just
I don't like.
No, that was no bueno.
Yeah. Yeah, because that just takes away dynasty. Like the fun of dynasty is the trade.
Yeah, you can still trade in preseason and stuff, but when I realized that was the case for that, like it was an orphan league that I had picked up. I just let that lapse. I don't even think I ever checked how well my team was performed.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Achan off the board. You are on the clock with not back-to-back picks because it is a 3rd round reversal. So Genty off the board, Achan off the board. Achan, Bijan is a killer combo there. Gorilla for sure. Can't deny that. 2 of the top, 5-ish. RB1 and then, wherever Achan falls, 6, 5, 6, almost said 6, 7. After the round 3, guys, I'm going to switch it to a minute and a half. So just as a heads up there, let's see where you're thinking of going. You got Josh Allen.
Yeah. I feel like the quarterback value still here. This guy was going as a top 5 pick, basically the last multiple years, sometimes even 101. And we don't know what his season's going to look like coming up, but you got to go Mahomes.
What? They talking about Daniel Jones.
Julio Jones?
Daniel Jones.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, just the career arc, obviously you never know what player's going to stick around for 5 years or whatever, projecting that far out, but you got to believe Mahomes as a real life football player. He's going to be good. Maybe not elite we've seen, we haven't seen him for a few years, It's a long time ago with that 5,000 yard 40 touchdown season,
Sure.
But we know that's within the realm of possibility. And yeah, the rushing is going to go down definitely this upcoming year and maybe more or less permanently, but who's more of a no doubt about it starting quarterback for the next 5 years besides Patrick Mahomes,
Sure. Good value for him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But he's mid. No. We got London off the board again, guys. After this round, I'm switching over to a minute and a half to finish off the draft. Well, the first 12 rounds, which we're doing live. So we will be going over everyone's team. We'll say 2 minutes to each person's team. I'm going to set a timer. So I know we can kind of get into the weeds a little bit when talking about teams, and we can't necessarily do that with 10 people because I'm not going to talk about my team. But Brock Purdy off the board. You got 3 quarterbacks for Marv. He is QB hoarding. No, I'm just kidding, Marv. That's the value, that's the value, right? So
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure everyone here has played Superflex Dynasty leagues.
Sorry, real quick, just didn't want to. I was wondering when the 101 is going to go off the board. I was like, if I get the 101 in the round 3, I'm going to freaking be through the moon. So I like that pick.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I definitely considered it because I've seen what the 101 can be traded for in the last few years, you know, and it's a haul, you know. Like I remember you kind of saying that, you know, when we did our mock a few weeks ago, that, you know, like my argument was kind of like, well, I'd rather have, I think we were talking about the 102 and we in regard. Yeah, I'm just gonna like name that pick. I mean, everyone is kind of around, like, we'll just say like I'd rather have Brock Purdy than the 102 was kind of like the argument that I was making, because we know what Brock Purdy is versus who you're going to get at the 102. So, but it's not, it's hard to argue against. Like, people get a little squirrely when it comes to rookie drafts, you know?
Yeah, sure. I over at the lab, it did update. I think you might have to refresh, but next pick on the clock, the 102, even shows who Prebes took there. So that's pretty cool. And I was like, if the 101 gets past Mick, Marv, and Drizzler, I was like, I have a very good chance, because I thought Sealy and Prebes might go QB. I was like foaming at the mouth there, like the 101, because I would have, you know, it was in consideration, assuming Burrow was not on the board at the my 2 pick. So, Dart off the board is a nice pick for sure. Got a few options I can go here. Which one am I going to go to, though? I'm trying to think of my my portfolio here and what shares I have of certain players as well. Like, do I have this player? I don't think I do. Do I want to take him? You know what? I'm going to do it. Any guesses?
Am I going to guess who you're going to take?
Yeah. Well, you don't have to, actually.
Yeah, I have an idea.
You have an idea, huh? I feel like it's not who you think.
I don't
I'm taking Nico Collins.
Yeah, that's not who I was thinking. I
don't think I have any Nico.
What's that?
I don't think I have any Nico.
Yeah, he was definitely going to be my pick if he made it all the way to me. That's for sure.
Yeah.
There's a guy that I'm getting a little drooly over myself.
Yeah, there's definitely several guys here still. So thought about it, Rick. That was kind of the other guy I had in my head. So
really,
yeah.
At first, I was kind of thinking. Yeah, at first I thought before I looked that you already had 2 QBs, I was like, "Are you gonna go Trevor Lawrence?" You know, and I'm only saying that because he went the pick after you. So I was like, I know you're not like a huge Trevor Lawrence guy. Not that you don't like him necessarily, but I think you're very realistic about your expectations of him and basically what he's done over his career. Obviously, it was a career year for him last year. But like we kind of talked about earlier this week or yesterday, I don't remember. It's all becoming the same thing. But, you know, it was kind of on the back of 9 rushing touchdowns. And we know that's definitely a part of his game, but is it going to be that big of a part of his game? You know, like that was definitely like, honestly, him and Herbert are both guys that I've been wondering, like, why don't they use these guys in more like designed run situations, like especially near the goal line? Like we saw it with Herbert more in his rookie year, but not much sense, just a couple here and there. And the only reason I bring those guys up is because they're just giant beautiful men, you know.
I'm like on the board with like that's where like I would have taken Lawrence had I not taken Burrow or Lamar in the first two
You're gonna
weeks.
auto pick. Oh,
Yeah, hopefully he has a queue up. But yeah, I would have taken him. So I'm like back on him. Like I have him in a tier with Dart and Hurts. So and then the one thing I will say, be careful when people talk about like, oh, but he's not going to get 9 rushing touchdowns again. Yeah, but how many of those rushing touchdowns are going to turn into passing touchdowns? And he's going to get 4 or 5. And so like several of those are just so in 6 point, like it doesn't really matter if you throw it or run it, That's something I feel like not enough people like mention, like, oh, he's not going to get 9 rushing touchdowns. Like, yeah, but he's going to get 4. And how many of those 9 will he just throw? Probably half of them. So it's not like 9 touchdowns gone. It's more like 2 or 3 maybe gone, from his points. So
sure. I can see that. Yeah. And especially with the running back room, the way it is as it currently stands, I'm like, do I even like talk about everyone knows that, Etienne or whatever we're fucking calling him now, the other I was gonna call him Trevor also. No, Travis. Like we all know that he left there, and that's gonna leave a big hole in their run game.
Yeah, and I'm just a big believer in like Liam Cohen as a coach. Like, look what he did for Baker, his like 40 plus touchdown season. And like it definitely seemed to click for Lawrence. Like his first half of the season, he only had 2 multi-touchdown games the first 11 weeks of the season. And then his last like 7 games, he was going off. So there's a chance like that's a little bit more of what Trevor Lawrence is like. He was on his 7 games to finish the season. He had a 17 game pace of 4,500 yards, 44 passing touchdowns, 10 rushing touchdowns. I don't think he's going to put up 50 plus touchdowns, but like, you got to give him time to learn the offense. And, he kind of did at some point. He has a good receiving core, deep and stuff. So, I have high hopes for Lawrence as like, I think his floor is like QB 10 with like the ceiling of a top 5 season. I don't think it's consistently going to be top 5, but he can be top 5 in a given season, like Baker was. Hell, where was he last year?
4, according to this league settings that we're in.
There we go. This is a little bit more favorable. Well, yeah, this is kind of I don't know. Now that I think about it. I mean, it's 1 point per 20 yards. Yeah, Maddie's on the clock. Again, guys, changing to 1.5 after the 3rd round here. So is the guy you were drooling over still there?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. There was a guy that I was considering taking still at my pick still on the board too. So yeah.
I actually kind of feel like I need to make a decision about a couple of guys. You know what? Now I'm just kind of looking through your rankings, and you're missing somebody.
Uh-oh. I think I actually see who it is now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write it here.
Yeah, that'd be the one.
Okay, yeah, that's a bad miss.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, where does Mike have him?
How I was doing it, I was like copying, pasting, keep trade cut rankings into a Word doc, and then like kind of going through and and then I would erase them. But like it keep trade cut rankings consistently move. So if you don't do it, I didn't do it in one sitting. And so like there was sometimes like, I stopped at 20th overall, but whoever was at 22 jumped to 20 overnight or something, So that's why that was probably true. So, or that's why that happened, I think.
Yeah. So the guy that I was saying I'm getting a little drooly over, and I don't think his ADP has changed enough to reflect where he probably should be going now that we got the news that he is not facing any kind of disciplinary action.
Yeah.
is Mr. Rashee Rice.
He was on.
I just
he was
feel
on my
like
brain.
Yeah, he was definitely the one where I was like, oh, he's gonna make it, or like, I mean, he was what, like wide receiver 5 last year in like points per game or something.
Last 2 years, I mean, he's only played like I think 13 games or something the last 2 years,
Yeah,
but he's been like a
12.
top 5 receiver.
Yeah, we know when he's on the field, which is nice because you know when to start him, kind of a thing.
Yeah, only question is if the Chiefs are going to commit long term to him, but
yeah, but I think that he can go somewhere else and still be really good.
I'm going to change it to a minute and a half, so you're going to get an extra 10 seconds there because it jumps back. So
that's collusion, you guys. Call them out.
Collusion. Minute and a half, guys. I'm going to put it in the chat here too, just in case someone's not listening at all. 1.5 minutes now per pick.
Man, I just feel like
a lot of guys.
What's that?
It's a lot of guys.
Yeah, I know. I know which way I feel like I'm leaning, but I feel like this guy. I feel like he's got a long road ahead of him. Not necessarily elite, but definitely a solid QB2 in my valuation. And QBs are the currency in Superflex, I feel like.
G-Love.
We've got a few teams without quarterbacks. So I'm sure we'll see them start moving a little bit.
1, 2, 3 teams without quarterbacks. We've got 2 teams with 3, and and then another team with 2. So 3 with 2 or more, 3 with none. Everyone else has 1. Yeah, I mean, sure. There's only and you're at the, picking at the turns and stuff. Like sometimes you have to maybe dip down into a positional tier. 102 is off the clock, guys. Real quick, check out the lab if you want to. If you refresh, let's see how look how fast it is showing. You can see on the screen that I'm showing. It shows the 103 is the next one off the board. That's a pretty cool thing there. I'm also going to update it here in the chat. 103 is the next rookie pick off the board. I think that's rough. There's a couple guys I would still take, but I think that's that's not too much of a reach for the 102 in my opinion. So yeah. And as we mosey along, that could be Killer Gorilla's QB1 there. That could be wide receiver 1 in the draft class. So lots of flexibility. You can trade back with it. People are going to start valuing, the value of the picks are still going to go up. So in my estimation.
Definitely.
Still got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys in my tier 4. I am 5 picks. There's 4 picks until my pick. So we'll see if that happens there. Joe, team 4 is scary, and team 2, QB2 right there. Joe, are you in this draft? And I don't know you. I don't think I recognize your name there.
Well,
Dak off the board.
He might be Trader Joe.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I assume that because he was like, oh, team 4 is scary. Like,
yeah, I don't recognize your name, Joe. That's why I was a little confused.
Yeah. Nice pick, Joe, with the Dak Prescott. He falls a lot in these startups. Like for the last several years, honestly, like people are like, oh, he's aging. I'm like, what can he, and it's like when he's healthy, he's basically a top 5 quarterback like every year, more or less.
Rick is going to know who I was going to pick. I was debating this guy, and I don't think I have any shares of him either. It's Emeka Egbuka. I think the potential for him to be, I know it's a little bit like kind of sour taste in our mouth because he like finished the season poorly, but I still think he's really good. Could be the number 1 option pretty easily on that Buccaneers team.
Sure.
So I'm pretty excited. That was the last guy in my tier 4, so glad he made it to me there. So Emeka Abuka. We got one team with 2 tight ends. So you got the 2 young guys. Interesting. I think that's like crazy to see Loveland at the 207 and Warren at the 406. Like that's a great Warren value there.
Yeah.
Because to me, those guys are in the same tier.
did-
It's not Trader Joe.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Okay. Maybe he's
Joes of the
Gorillas
world
fan.
unite.
Yeah. Real quick, hit the like button, guys, for us. Appreciate that. That's all we ask from you. 103 is off the board. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. Join our Discord. I'm gonna leave it in the the chat here in the YouTube chat. Join our Discord. We want our next listener league. So 104 is the next pick. Let's see the lab. Our next listener league that we want to do is it's taking a minute to. Oh, there it goes. The next listener league that we want to do is a auction league best ball. So, yeah, I think that's fun. Yeah, I think that is kind of. I agree, Rick. Like that value for Warren. I would have taken Warren. I think if I definitely would have taken Warren if he was there. So
I was considering him back at the turn. It just like I was just going through my head so much about like, do I double tap the wide receiver position? Like I loved that Garrett Wilson and Olave were both sitting there. Olave still scares me a little bit with the health. Like he could be one concussion away from having like a big problem. Luckily he stayed healthy last year, and we saw what a healthy Chris Olave is capable of.
He was awesome.
Yeah,
I think that team's going to just sling the ball around. They don't have a wide receiver too. Like Saints depth chart at wide receiver, the last 3 seasons has been like atrocious. I mean, their wide receiver 2 is Devon Vele, and wide receiver 3 is Mason Tipton. I assume they're going to take someone. Is that the 104? Yep. So 105. Next rookie pick is the 105. But
just Rick. Offensive player of the year, Mr. Jalen Polk.
Hey, Rick, you can't talk about guys not off the board. You never know. Someone could be targeting them. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I got him up right now.
Oh, yeah, Jalen Polk is there. Comeback player of the year. Did you suggest you did something? Did Chuck win rookie of the year last year? I can't remember. I'm just trying to think if I guess you shouldn't talk about him, but I don't know why that's in my head. I was wondering if he won offensive rookie of the year.
Don't remember, honestly.
Breece Hall off the board.
No, it was someone who's still on the board.
Okay.
Right.
All right. We'll talk about
he's
it.
off. He's off. It was Tetaroa.
Tetaroa, that's right. I remember that. I think it should have been Shuck. Still have 3 guys in my tier 5, so we'll see if they make it back to me. I'm not hopeful, but actually, I think there's a good chance that 2 of them could swing back to me. So,
one of them got picked.
One of them got picked.
So
You're right.
Just check that off for you.
Kenneth Walker, it was.
Yeah.
Luther Burden off the board. Go take a listen. I did a cinnamon shot one time, and it was not fun. Apparently, you can like die from that though. Like, I guess you can die from anything, but
like choking on it. Like
you basically just like choke. So, but same thing. You can freeze your lungs if you inhale helium or something. Is that what it happens? I don't know if you're actually freezing your lungs or if there's something a little bit more scientific happening. But
I mean, I guess it's possible.
It was previously a hydrate and was written off by his team. Comeback, maybe. Yeah, I liked Jalen Polk as a prospect. As I liked McMillan more. They were in the same. They were both at Washington, and both in the same draft class. And obviously, I liked the Dunze more. But I didn't think. Yeah, I didn't think Polk was a bad prospect at all. So, we are about 45 minutes into the draft. We just finished round 4. and we're heading into round 5. We got still 2 teams without a quarterback. Although one of those teams does have the 102. And one of those teams has the 104 as well. So Tucker Kraft off the board. Tux Kraft. I don't know why I just called him that.
Yeah, I don't
That doesn't
know
make any
either.
sense.
What the
Sometimes,
fuck?
you're just talking to talk, I guess.
Yeah. The cheese man? I don't know.
The cheese man, yeah.
What's up with
his
like
injury?
Kraft cheese anyways? Like, why is it so good?
Oh.
And also it's definitely
Whoa.
not cheese.
Dude, I thought cheese man because he was on the Packers, but like Kraft and he's on the Packers, that's just like perfect. That's nice. I thought you were going to ask about his injury. I like to call him Kittle of the North because he plays a little bit like Kittle, like super efficient on his touches and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, tight ends that only get like this many targets shouldn't be this good unless you're like Kittle. So when did he tear his ACL? He tore his ACL on November 2nd. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We got McConkey off the board, Stroud off the board. We still got 2 of my players. I got 2 picks before I pick. I'm hoping one of them falls. We will see. You know what? I might even just change things up too a little bit. To be honest, I might get a little wild. I might go off my rankings because these rankings aren't like set in stone. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting a little excited again about a few guys.
Yeah, indeed. So we now only have one team that doesn't have a quarterback. So Killer Gorilla, but again, he has the 102. So you were right. You did see those. You were talking about like maybe you took Love. Not for you, it wasn't higher, but maybe some people thought like, oh, maybe a few guys I would have taken before Love. But when you're in that position at the end, you kind of have to, reach a little bit at times if you want a QB3. And we've seen a couple more go off the board, and kind of the last couple, and Love and Dak were the last in a tier for me of guys like that I really wanted to target. So Harold Fanning off the board.
I know we always talk about this. Yeah, I was hoping Fanning was going to make it back to me. I wasn't hopeful about that one, but so we had 63 quarterbacks who started at least one game last year. So obviously those waiver wires are going to be active, or those later round picks.
Ooh. So I got my choice of guys here, but I think I'm pretty confident in who I'm going to take. 63. That's like basically 1-2 for every team, right? So
yeah,
taking AJB, still a believer.
Yeah, I mean, dude's freaking awesome. Like,
yeah.
He's in the prime of his career. He had a down year, meaning he was only wide receiver 11, like in this format, in only 15.
Yeah, I do want to point out though, wide receiver 11,
not as good. Yeah.
We didn't talk about this, but trading for Dontavian Wicks. I know it's not a 1-to-1 like Wicks to AJ Brown, but like, are they kind of preparing a little bit for an AJ Brown trade? Because they brought in Hollywood Brown. They traded for Wicks. There was Elijah Moore. Like, none of these guys are as good as AJ Brown, obviously, but you add in a bunch of pieces to kind of fill that void a little bit, and we'll kind of see what happens. So I think it's possible them trading for Wicks is maybe a little bit of like, get someone, you got to get bodies in there and stuff. So, because it is a little strange, right? Like for the Eagles to trade for Dontavian Wicks, but if you do plan on keeping AJ Brown, you have Brown and Devonta Smith. I don't know. They don't really have much behind them that they can rely on. Hollywood Brown's a solid player though. Like, yeah, I think he had a little bit better season than people thought. 50 catches, 600 yards, with the Chiefs there. So Benjamin Kyron off the board, getting into a big tier, chipping away at a big tier for me. So we're still at the 105 as the lab shows. Still have the 105 here. McCaffrey was someone I was potentially going to pivot to in replace of another guy. So I like the McCaffrey pick there. It's a startup. Everyone's trying to compete. Yeah, AJB is gone. Yeah, now the only hope is that he goes to the Patriots or something, or the Bills, and not like, I don't know, the Panthers or something. I think they would do that, but that wouldn't be great. So, Benjamin, you are on auto. You might have set up a couple picks in advance, but just a heads up there. You still excited? You mentioned Fandom was one of them that you're excited about.
Yeah, I'm still excited.
Okay.
Very.
Are you guaranteed to get it? Like one of you guys?
Almost.
Okay. Yeah.
I do like this tier that we're in according to your rankings, Mike. Like it's
there's a lot of good.
A
lot of good guys there for sure.
There's 3 guys I really want, so hopefully Gorilla takes one of them, so I don't have to decide.
Or trade him for the 602. Would you trade 2 27 seconds, one early, one late for Pierce and Braylon Allen?
I mean, people are getting pretty excited about Pierce, I think, right? So
yeah,
the early second for him is basically that, and then you're probably overpaying for Braylon Allen a bit with a late second. But
how many starters, Rick? Curious there, because I like Alec Pierce in deeper leagues. Saquon off the board. I like Alec Pierce in deeper leagues for sure. So, how many starters there?
Like this,
I think it's fine because I think that's probably roughly Alec Pierce's value is like an early 27 second, a late 26 first. Shouldn't be talking about him, but yeah. So I think that's a fine trade, I guess. I would kind of want something better than Braylon Allen. Is there anything else on that team I can potentially get? I'm not the biggest Braylon Allen guy. I don't even think it's going to be his job necessarily if Brees gets hurt. So I always liked Isaiah Davis a little bit more.
I'm going to go. So the other guy that I was getting a little drooly over, I got to get into this this tight end game, Mr. Sam Laporta. I just feel like, he's definitely not the number 2 on his team as target share, most likely, but I don't know. Like, the offense is going to be good. Touchdown opportunity should be there. Young.
Yeah.
Well, nice breakout. Why do I have 2 minutes?
It shows a minute for me.
Oh, I got a minute 48 on mine.
Yeah, it shows 54 seconds for me, so you might want to refresh after you make the pick.
Okay.
Yeah, you still got 45 seconds, but yeah, just heads up there. Yeah, Rick, that does make it nicer that you have Breece Hall. And can you get like a third back or something? Like, a late second in this year's draft, like something on top. I don't hate it. Pierce and you're getting your handcuff. You got 30 seconds, by the way.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to go with the youth and the prospect of Mr. Marv
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah,
off the board.
Basically the guy who was more or less like, highly touted, and we've seen flashes. Now, is someone else on his team, I was going to say his name, going to eat his lunch? I don't know. But I think we've seen enough in his first 2 years. Definitely not like lights out superstar numbers, but the dude's 23 years old. And where was he drafted? Like third in a couple of years ago.
What do you mean, in rookie drafts?
No, sorry. I feel like he was second in most rookie drafts.
Yeah. He was up there. That was a pretty stacked class, though.
Yeah, for sure.
The Caleb, right? The Caleb class.
Yeah, it would have been Caleb. Yeah.
So yeah, still someone on my board that I would have potentially taken in round 5. Jameson Williams off the board. By the way, Killer Gorilla, did you make sure you got the right? Oh my God, it's flying off. You make sure you got the right B. Robinson now that they're both on Atlanta. I just kind of thought about that in my head. You want to be careful there. There's going to be some fuckery happening. Like, here's B. Robinson from Atlanta. Brian or Bijan.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the Brian Thomas pick too by Maddie. Team's looking real nice. That's for sure. He was another guy that I was kind of like, I think he's going to bounce back a bit. Like, he might not hit like that ceiling that we saw at the end of his first year.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to, dude was playing hurt last year. Like, I think pretty obviously.
Yeah.
And we know the receiving room is a little crowded, but I think that was decently helped out by Trevor kind of taking that next step, more or less. Or at least looking better.
Yeah, no, he definitely took that next step. Yeah, and I think he's still the most talented receiver on the Jags, but I guess that doesn't always matter necessarily. So looks like you got an offer on those 8 minutes ago. So I'm gonna say Marvy had an offer from someone, but maybe it's still on the board. I don't know. Devonta Smith off the board. I like the pick. Interesting. Cam Ward off the board. Okay, I was kind of considering this guy in the 5th round. I was going to pivot to McCaffrey over him, but unless I missed it if he's off the board. But I think Josh Jacobs is slept on. Maybe I'm dumb, but I look at him when he was healthy last year. Before he only missed 1 game before he got injured, where he was obviously playing injured. He was like the RB7 in PPR. He's on a good offense. He's going to get a bunch of touchdowns. Even with his kind of disappointing season, he was RB10 on the season. His first 10 weeks, though, he's RB7. So I'm excited about that one. That's the 105. Let's see the lab. Make sure I'm not screwing it up here. We got the 106, guys. The 106 is the next rookie pick. 106 is the next rookie pick. It's funny because, like, when we did the mock draft there a couple weeks ago, what did I have? Like 5 rookie picks in the first 7 rounds or something. And I don't even have one now. So it's the way the cookie crumbles. We also didn't have a couple people that were drafting in there either, so that always changes it up too, of course. But yeah, I still really like Josh Jacobs a lot. There's some younger guys there that you can absolutely make the case for, but I'm not super worried about Jacobs and his age as of now. I mean, he just turned 28, so like Derrick Henry's playing until God knows when. Rizzler, what's that?
He's not off the board, Mike.
Oh yeah, sorry. Everyone knows that Derrick Henry's Hall of Famer. Derrick Henry. Just pour a little bit more coffee.
Mr.
Yeah.
Judkins off the board. Hopefully, when did he get hurt? It was a pretty nasty injury. Oh, I didn't realize it was so late.
I don't think it was as bad as initially. Like, I think it was bone, not ligaments, if I remember.
Okay.
Dislocated right ankle and fractured fibula. I mean, that's nasty, like, for sure. Bucky and Judkins were definitely like the young guys I was thinking of. Yeah, so it wasn't ligament stuff, I guess, for Judkins, which is good. He was good, man. Like, he was awesome last year. Like, not having any training camp and just like, I didn't think the guy was really going to get many carries until mid-October. It was like week 2. He came back and he was like, he looked good. And then by week 3, he was like their guy. It was like, okay, you're obviously the best running back we have. So let's not dick around here. So big, he's Jacobs is 28, but yeah. I mean, I don't know if he just joined or not, but I basically just said I think Jacobs is slept on. I think that he's 28 years old, and I don't really care about that for running backs because like he can easily play till he's 30. And if he's going to give me, he's shown the ability to be a top 5, top 7 guy, and I'll take that over the next 2 years. I don't really project beyond a couple of years in Dynasty because everything changes way too much. So RB8 for Jacobs in 2024, RB7 or 6 before he got hurt in 2025. And then he still finishes RB10 in points per game. So you could make the argument for Jacobs, but I think age is slightly overrated when it comes to Dynasty. Not that it doesn't matter, obviously, but I don't really care that a running back is just turned 28. That's shown to be elite on an elite offense potentially. So, but I'm not going to argue against Judkins. He was definitely on my radar there for sure. But yeah, that's a possibility. They could be changing it. Yeah, and again, like I'm not going to call anyone dumb for taking Judkins over Jacobs. Like, I think Judkins is awesome. So I am a little bit concerned about their offense and what direction it's going, and that he doesn't catch a whole lot of passes. But or I don't know. I guess they have a new offense coming in, so that could change. Zay Flowers off the board here. And yeah, if they are going to change their offense, like, I don't know. They didn't bring back Dobbs and they traded Wicks. So, I mean, they haven't done anything to like show that they're maybe going to throw the ball more, unless they go out and target someone there. But are you drooling there? You've been quiet lately. I know I've been talking a lot, but
yeah, I don't know. I've just been letting you go. I'm just kind of like looking through. I'm way too far away from my next picks to really be able to plan anything.
Yeah,
there's a couple of guys that won't make it to me, so I'm okay with. Actually, there is 2 guys, 3 really, that I think have a decent chance of getting to me. We shall see.
Yep. 106. Did I put that in the chat? Is the next rookie pick? Yeah. 106 is the next rookie pick. Just as you guys, as a heads up there. So yeah. We got Killer Mick off the board. We just finished round 6. So we're looking at about 2 hours here if we continue at this pace, which kind of, what I was expecting in my own mind there. So Sam Darnold off the board. Interesting.
Mr. Super Bowl.
Mr. Super Bowl himself.
I invented that. That's so clever.
Do you think he has a nickname on PFR? He does not.
What was the little kid? What was the little kid from The Sixth Sense? What was his name?
I don't even know.
Okay.
I don't think I ever even saw that movie completely.
Oh, really? Shit.
Yeah.
Has it been spoiled for you?
I mean, yeah, it's been referenced enough. T. Higgins is a nice pick. reference enough in pop culture for me to like know most of it. I think I've seen it, but maybe a long time ago. He does not. He has a middle name though. Any guess? Any guesses?
Adam.
No, Richard.
No, well,
Sam Richard Darnold. Kind of rolls off the tongue. Sam Richard Darnold. Sam Adam Darnold. Sam Adams. Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Adams.
why I said it, because I was just thinking about beer.
I got 2 guys still in my tier 6. I am hoping to get one of them, unless I have missed them going off the board. But
no, I don't think
I know
so.
Okay, I'm gonna get one of them.
Oh, I wanted Waddle.
Waddle. I
didn't think
Kill a Gorilla. Kill a Gorilla. You will be a little upset about one of them. Chase Brown was one of the guys. I was debating Chase Brown over Jacobs. But the other one is I'm gonna go for Kyler. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get my QB3 with some upside there. And I know Kill a Gorilla might be a little bit upset because he's a Kyler guy, but I'll trade him to you. We're talking in another league about trying to get Kyler as well. So, so my top 6 tiers are off the board. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Bean, you're on auto. Okay, well, hopefully you had a queue going.
Yeah, I think he does. He's been popping in and on and stuff. He might be working or something.
He's a professional.
He is a professional. I can't remember if it's Benjamin or Garlic Bread that's works at a restaurant. So, always different hours for restaurant workers. So Bryce Young off the board, Javonte off the board. Are you still getting excited?
Somewhat. I mean, I'm not like super excited about this guy in general. But I think he's appropriately valued. So we'll see.
Yeah. I'm going to guess in my head who it is. I am going to say, okay, I have someone in my head. I'm going to see if you take them with your next 2 picks. But yeah, Derrick Henry off the board. Yep. Just kind of waiting for that one. I know, like, man, how long have we been saying, but how long can he keep this up? About 4 years now, I want to say. Like, it is insane. And he's, like, been so damn good on that. Like, in your mind, do you think would you have guessed that Derrick Henry had 1,750 total yards and 16 touchdowns? Like, he had maybe a top 5 season in his career last season. Like, man, if only freaking Matt LaFleur didn't use what's his face? Who was that running back that they were using with Derrick Henry in the first couple of years, and it killed one of my fantasy teams. I'm gonna find this guy. I think it was 2017 when like DeMarco Murray left. No, maybe it was 2018 then. 2018. Deion Lewis. Just imagine if they actually used freaking Derrick Henry to start his career, where the numbers he would be at. Like, he would be pushing, over 15,000 yards potentially, which is insane. So Scatterboo off the board.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the Jeremiah Love to New York hype has really pushed Scatterboo's value down for sure.
Yeah, like you could argue he was better than Judkins and Travion and last year. I know it was a short sample size, but he was the best rookie running back points per game. So now, Trader, it was when he was in Tennessee. They were using like Deion Lewis. Like Deion Lewis in 2018 had like way too many touches when you have a prime Derrick Henry. Deion Lewis had 400 receiving yards, 60 catches, and he had 155 carries. Like, come on, man. 100 of those should be going to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry had 215 that year. Like, are you kidding me? And he was awesome, averaging 5 yards a carry because, of course, he was. I think he went off to end the year. Like, I dropped him in fantasy, not dynasty, but and he just he killed it to end the year. Last 4 games or so. Killer Gorilla, hopefully you're here. I haven't seen you on in a while, but as we come on down again, we're going 12 rounds here. Hit the like button for us, guys. Kyle Pitts off the board, I think, is a solid pick.
Yeah, he was going to be one of my 2. I'll just give Gorilla, I'll milk the clock a little to make sure that he gets off of that auto. See if he jumps back on here.
Yeah, definitely. He was on my radar, Pitts, in the next pick. So rookie pick that we're at is the 106 still. It's a heads up. So
I think I'm going to go. Bean Jammin got back on. You're on auto, bud. Just make sure you have a queue. You've been jumping on and off.
Yeah, I think he's good. He's got it all. He's been doing it the whole draft, basically.
Yeah. So the dude that I was like, oh, yeah, I have a good chance of actually getting him for the double stack. I know he's aging a bit, but DJ Moore.
Yep, that was one of the guys I was thinking.
In Buffalo.
That was one guy.
It's going to be the best quarterback he's ever played with, obviously. That's not a crazy statement.
Man. He played with Baker.
Yeah.
I think they crossed over, right, in Carolina?
I think so.
No, you're right. Obviously, yeah. Yeah, he's an interesting one for sure. How old is DJ Moore?
He has a birthday in a couple of days. I looked that up. So he's going to be 29. But in he's the obvious go-to guy for targets, I think, for Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Another guy that I don't think I have any shares of this next guy that I'm going to pick. Always going to be a starter in a league of this depth. I'm not a huge fan of him in a PPR situation necessarily, but I like Jordan Addison.
Yep, that's actually the other guy I was had in my head before I pivoted to DJ Moore. So I nailed it. Alec Pierce off the board. I mean, we expect Kyler to hopefully turn that around. I mean, Addison was good his first couple of years. I think he had 17 touchdowns total his first couple of years, and
19.
19.
So hasn't broken that 1,000 yards. But last year was a little bit of a healthy scratch. So I get it, but solid. I think he's a solid enough wide receiver 2. So to get him as my wide receiver 3/4, I'm definitely happy with that. Just catch that long touchdown every now and then.
Yeah. Indeed. We got Maddie on the clock. Daniel Jones off the board. He's definitely in the tier that I'm in right now. So nice pick for your QB2 there. Definitely needed to take a quarterback there, right? Or, you didn't need to, but you get into slim picking, especially when you're picking that early in the round. So and we got Joe up next here. Let's see. I got three guys that I can make a case for here. I might actually push someone up a little bit, but 3 guys with 3 picks in between. It's always fun. there. So what's that?
Now I'm just kind of looking through guys. I'm kind of curious who you're gonna pick. Like, I think I have an idea. It's a guy that I feel like you're kind of like not very high on necessarily. I mean, it's kind of easy to say like when you're 8 rounds in, where it's like, oh, I mean, there's a reason why these guys are still on the board, but I'll talk about him when he gets picked.
107 is the next pick.
I'm a little not confused, but I thought maybe Trader Joe would go somewhere slightly different with that. Like, he's got a nice win now team for sure with some older running backs. So obviously, like, you know, James Cook is like your young guy. But yeah, like you could easily still have Derrick Henry and McCaffrey after this year. Just given like we haven't seen the signs of the slowdown necessarily. So no one can play forever, you know, Father Time, undefeated, all that shit. But
yeah.
I
went 107.
Derrick Henry's birthday is January 4th. Okay, so
yeah, I went 107. Still a guy there. See if he makes it back. Don't think he will, but yeah, got to get in on the draft a little bit. Potentially,
yeah,
Sealy.
I can't argue with that, Joe. Like, a lot of people have that, like, a pretty decent tier break at 6. Mike, I know you have like another, not necessarily another opinion about it, but would you say your tier is more from 6 to 9 or something like that? Like that tier after the 3 big receivers and the other 2?
Yeah. I think so. I guess you could push a guy like Sadiq with those 3 receivers. And then it's the 107 is like the start of the tier. So I think it's still like very much up in the air though. A little more so than most years. So I could easily see the 107, you know, kind of being in that same tier. So, and I kind of have it as of right now, roughly there. So Stafford off the board. Scootin' Tootin' off the board.
Yeah. You gotta love the Stafford value, you know. I mean, dude's an absolute baller. Did he win MVP last year?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And we think he's definitely on the tail end of his career, but until he actually doesn't play, like he's in no doubt about it. Like, borderline like QB1.
Yeah, I mean, you have 2 elite receivers
last year. Like, yeah,
just needs to stay healthy. Remember, he had like the back issues going into the season.
Yeah, and then he went into some kind of fucking chamber or something, and then
like that company should be making a shit ton of money. You know, it's like, oh yeah, we made our Matthew Stafford MVP season. So, because people were not fading Puka, but you know they were down on Puka a bit, and Stafford himself, Michael Wilson off the board. Finishing off the 8th round here, so we got 3 more rounds to go. And yeah, appreciate everyone that stopped in. If you guys have any questions, we're kind of getting to the slower part of the draft. So if you guys are watching, have any questions, we'll try and get to them if we can. Next time we go live is either Wednesday, Thursday, then Saturday, then Sunday. And then draft week, I'm going to go live Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think the whole weekend I'll go live. After each round, you know, each day of the draft, I guess, I'll go live. And then Sunday, to kind of wrap it all up there. So we are inching closer and closer to the draft.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I am not going to be around that Thursday. I am going out to the desert and I will be there all weekend with no service. So maybe I'll try and listen in on you.
Yeah. Join the comments.
Well, that didn't work out so well. I was just throwing keys to my wife because she's trying to go over to my mother-in-law's house for dinner. And
Malik
I got
Willis.
all the keys, apparently.
He was the other guy I was debating between him and the 107.
Who, Malik Willis?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's definitely an interesting one. Like, do you think like people are just getting super low on him because they traded Waddle and it's like, well, what the hell is he gonna do? Like, but I mean, were we really that excited about his passing ability anyways, fantasy wise? Like, obviously we've seen a little bit of it. But it's the rushing, right? Like that makes us really excited about him, or else we wouldn't even talk about him.
If he plays all year, he's probably a top 12 quarterback. But also the Dolphins could win like 3 games and just draft a replacement next year. I think that's also in people's minds. So
very, very risky. But I think basically all the quarterbacks in these last 2 rounds are kind of in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, maybe not Darnold. I know we've kind of talked about that. Like he's just, especially because he just won him a Super Bowl. But I mean, they just let Ken Walker, the Super Bowl MVP, walk, right? And so are they feeling a little more confident in their system as opposed to their individual players? I don't really know. Like, is it more of like what the Vikings were doing a few years ago when they let Walker or Darnold walk also?
Yeah. I think once you get to like, Kyler, it's kind of like you're playing year by year with these guys at this point, even with Bryce Young. If he doesn't take that next step, they could easily move on. I don't know, probably have a job for a while, but obviously Daniel Jones in that boat, Stafford, Malik Willis, probably basically everyone after these guys for the most part would be. So was that Wandale? Wandale off the clock. Let's see. I have 1, 2. Ooh. Did I miss something here? No. Okay. We see Ferguson off the board and Brenton Strange off the board. Where is Brenton Strange? There he is. Yeah. So let's see here. I have two guys here that I wouldn't mind grabbing. 2 to go. I mean, I have a lot of pivots, so particularly interested in one guy. Let's hope he gets to me. Kyle Monangai off the board.
All right. Time to start getting somewhat excited here.
Getting excited.
Yeah, there's a few guys here. Here, let's start queuing dudes up.
Queuing them up. Yeah, I can't queue, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I could. I don't think anyone's necessarily going to just follow my queue or anything. So Gorilla is back. Gorilla, hopefully you got your 2 auto picks, and Pitts and Pierce were what you wanted. So is anything happening in the chat? No worries, Gorilla. I see your kid's sick. No worries whatsoever there.
You did sneak me for Kyle Pitts with your auto pick, so shame.
Yeah. 109 on the board is the next pick at all. 109 is the next pick. I'm going to go ahead and grab Gadsden. Don't have any shares. I was a little bit surprised. A couple guys went before him. I thought people were a little bit higher on him than they were, and I think he, look at the last 2 tight ends to that played with Mike McDaniel in his system, Jonnu Smith and Waller, they're both similar to Gadsden, and they're basically more receivers than actual tight ends. So I'm excited about that one. Excited, although I did look at his stats and say, oh, he wasn't that good last year, like compared to maybe the hype that he had.
Another rookie pick.
So that's the 110 is the next pick. Let me see the lab, make sure that's right. Yep, 110. 110.
Gorilla. Damn, my whole team is ruined now. Just because of Kyle Pitts, tight end 3 last year.
Oh, there was a trade?
Oh, was there?
I don't know. Marv saying trade alert. Oh, yeah, there is. The trade has been completed. I need to announce that the 110's off the board. What was the trade? 110 is the next pick. Is it players or picks?
I don't know. I'm not seeing it show up on the board yet.
Killer Mick says Killer Mick traded the 201 for the 202. Okay. So basically they swapped Amon-Ra and Herbert.
No, okay.
Interesting. That's a case of like, you could make the argument like, why didn't you just take this player there? But like maybe you saw how your draft went and you change it up here. We got Sutton off the board, McLaurin off the board. McLaurin, where's my boy Sutton? There he is. We got the 110 on the clock, and we got 3 more rounds after this. Yeah, 3 more rounds. So yeah, Mega Marv has Amon-Ra and Killer Mick. Interesting. I'm curious if you guys want to talk about that. Your trade, Marv and Mick. I'm curious about that. Like Mick in particular, adding to your QB room a little bit there. Maybe you weren't super confident in Darnold and Willis as like your QB2 and wanted a better QB2 or something. Kincaid off the board. Are you going to get your guy? 2 tags.
Yes. As he says, like very non-confidently. I still think, especially because the mileage has been kept a little low, or at least he hasn't been run into the ground these last couple of years. But I feel like David Montgomery going to Houston, he should be that number 1 dude there. Yeah, I think pretty easily. Sorry, Woody Marks. I don't know. Oh, well, I guess I wasn't supposed to talk about Woody Marks, but yeah, whatever. We can talk about Woody Marks. Yeah, and the other guy that I was kind of thinking, there's still like some questions here, but I feel like he's always been good at drawing a decent amount of targets. The last couple of years haven't seen it quite as much, but I like Michael Pittman right here, honestly. We don't know who his quarterback's going to be. We have an idea.
Yeah.
But I just feel like in PPR, I don't think he's going to get back to that 140, 150 target share or targets that we saw. It's been a couple of years since we've seen that, but he was really good up until Daniel Jones got hurt, right? And he finished the year as wide receiver 18 in this league, like a quarter.
He was
settings.
Touchdown heavy.
I mean 7. I mean,
yeah, but that first like when he was like a top 12 receiver, that first like 6 to 8 weeks, I remember just being like a little bit different than what Pittman was in the past. So
sure,
yeah, I don't mind it.
80 catches, 800 yards. Mick's throwing it out there.
What?
He wants to trade quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks, yeah, he's going. He's getting a surplus of guys. He has Daniels, Herbert, Darnold, and Willis now. So he will be looking. Do we have anyone? We have one team that does not have, that only has one quarterback. So in Gorilla, again, he has the 102. But Marv, look at Team 11. Looking at Team 11, Marv. Say, yeah, it's a good team. I loved the Higgins pick in round 7. I think that's a pretty solid pick. I mean, like just looking at, like Devontae Smith went 605. Higgins 702. I always like pair those guys together a little bit. I guess Smith has the upside of AJ Brown potentially leaving. So
yeah. I was considering T. Higgins back at the 5-6 turn, honestly. Where I was like, yeah, like I just feel like the upside was in Marv's camp. Marvin Harrison, not you, Mega Marv. But I just felt like that's kind of the way I was just kind of like shooting for the moon a little bit, as opposed to like the more proven, I guess, T. Higgins. But I mean, yeah, you can't go wrong with him. Solid wide receiver too, with huge upside if anything happens to Jamar Chase. But I feel like with him, he's very, I mean, as most guys are, I guess, but like I feel like he's very dependent on Joe Burrow staying healthy.
Yeah, he is. I was kind of thinking it was between Gadsden and Metcalf for me in round 9, and so happy to get Metcalf back on the turn. I know people are kind of down on him, but again, like just kind of looking at his, he's 20 wide receiver 20 last year, 108th overall. Like that's a pretty comfortable starter in this league, and there's still, I think, potential for more with Metcalf, right?
Yeah. So why does he say wide receiver 20 up there? But if you look down at like where the stats are like fully tallied, it says he's 26. I'm a little confused by that.
I don't know. Where does it say that? Yeah. Position rank. Maybe that's just maybe PPR. And then in this league, he's wide receiver 20. Guess that
maybe
that makes sense though, because it is a PPR for wide receivers. So I don't know, to be honest. 111 is the next.
I was considering Metcalf also between him and Pittman. Pearsall was another guy who went right after me to Gorilla. So I like that little bunch of wide receivers, I guess. Yeah, Metcalf he kind of worried me a little. We know he's a good player in general. Like, just expected a little bit more from him without any competition.
Yeah,
last year, and Rodgers, his tendency to just hyper target that wide receiver 1 on his team, and I don't know. It was just kind of like a little bit disappointing, I guess.
Yeah, no, it 100% was disappointing, but there's a chance that Pittman kind of fits what Rodgers wants to do, but maybe that, I don't know, opens things up for Metcalf a little bit. So we got Adams off the board. We got Golden off the board. Next rookie pick is the 111, just as a heads up. AFC South quarterbacks this year. I mean, it's obviously like Lawrence is the guy, and there's a lot of question marks with the other 3 in Ward, Stroud, and Daniel Jones. So I'm a little bit skeptical about Daniel Jones. Like, it was a good stretch there, but he is still Daniel Jones, and he's coming off an Achilles injury. Stroud, I don't know, man. He looked like the next big thing after his rookie year, and he just has severely regressed. So I don't know what's going on there. I really like Ward, though. I kind of wanted to get him in the 6th round when he was coming, and I was one pick away. I was going to grab Ward there. So I think he's going to be a good quarterback, like low end QB1 potential.
I like Stroud as a bounce back candidate this year. Like, get that guy a little more protection, and like I like his crop of receivers. Now they got with David Montgomery obviously there. Like, they should have a good enough run game to try and keep the defense honest a little bit. So I'm kind of I think Houston will get it together. The thing is, like, their defense, man, is just so good.
Yeah. Super Bowl defense.
Yeah. And so that doesn't necessarily lend itself to high fantasy production, because they can try and manage that clock a little more and, just kind of win games that way.
Yeah, no, it's that defense could have won the Super Bowl if they just turned the ball over. I mean, how many freaking turnovers did he have in the playoffs? It was insane. He had, let's see here. In the playoffs, he had 2 games. He had 5 interceptions, 5 fumbles. He lost. So he had 10 he lost 2 of those fumbles, but he potentially turned the ball over 10 times. But he turned it over 7 times. That's insane in 2 games. So Algier off the board. Like it. We're coming into round 11. We got 2 more rounds before we switch over to a slow draft. How the slow draft is going to work, guys. The first few rounds, I'm going to put it at 8 hours with an overnight pause, just to get everyone comfortable and used to the slow draft and all that. And then probably, let's just say when round 15 ends, I'll switch it over to a 4 hours per pick. So obviously you don't need to take all that time if you don't want to. But there will be an overnight pause, let's say from 10, 11 Eastern, something like that. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, I get. Well, I don't know. Wait, how many hours is it going to pause for?
That's what I'm saying. Like, should we do like a 10 p.m. Eastern and then start it up at 8 a.m. Eastern or something?
Yeah, I don't know. You can ask. I don't know what time zone most of our league mates are in.
I would just assume.
I'm fine, kind of with whatever.
Yeah, likely off the board. I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, I considered him back in my last couple of sets. Like, he's definitely a guy that can increase in value quite a bit. Like, is it likely to happen? Oh, you see what I did there?
I think the tight end value, like the valuation in this league, have been a little bit less than I thought they would be valued a little bit more. I mean, we saw McBride and Bowers go, and both in the McBride 104, Bowers 108, but then Warren not going to round 4, Fannin falling a little bit, even Kraft falling a little bit, like all these guys like Gadsden, likely falling. So you see Mason Taylor,
even Kyle Pitts, all the way at the end of the 7th round. I was surprised. I would have much rather had Kyle Pitts at the end of the 7th, even though I wouldn't have technically been able to get him, over Laporta 2 rounds earlier with that pick that I made.
Oh, there's a rookie pick taken?
What's that?
I missed the rookie pick taken.
Ew.
So the next rookie pick is the 112. It's the 112. Where are we at here? Mike Evans off the board here. Where's my boy Evans?
You gotta love that double tap. Devontae Adams, Mike Evans going all in there. Drizzler, I like it.
Yeah, and trade them if they're good and your team doesn't turn out like you thought it was going to. So I'm gonna take a shot on this guy if he falls to me.
Hmm.
Because I'm not like the biggest fan of him, but we'll see. We will see.
I think I have a couple of. I think I know who you're gonna go.
Okay. It's definitely not like someone I'm super into. Jaden Higgins off the board. I think I'm just gonna grab Romeo Dobbs. See what happens.
That's who I thought actually.
I mean, looking at last year, he was 146th overall. We start 144 players every week, so he was bang on, as a starter. And we expect a little bit more production, hopefully. Like I don't expect a big jump, but there's a chance that there is. So yeah, I'll take him. Take a shot. Again, I'm not the biggest Dobbs fan, and I'm not, super excited about him. But I think in this type of league, he's definitely going to be, even if he just kind of is what he was last year. He's a flex at, bye week flex at worst, So, are you excited about anyone? We're in round 11, so it starts to get a little tough.
Yeah, it's getting a little tough.
But these are still starters, guys. These are still starters all the way. That's why we're doing 12 rounds live, because this is theoretically your starting lineup. Obviously, it doesn't play out that way, but these are starters. Does Kittle have life? What do you think? Does Kittle have life?
I don't know. It's going to be tough. It was a late season injury. Why did I pull up Ferguson? I clicked on the wrong guy. Was it actually in the first week of the playoffs? No, did they make?
They made the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was the playoffs that he got hurt though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a little rough, I think, for Kittle this year. But I don't know. Dude's an absolute baller. Getting him, that's the only reason he fell this far, right? Like for him to go after Brenton Strange and Jake Ferguson is like, it's a little crazy to me, but at the same time, like if you're trying to get guys who are going to help you win this year, then by all means.
Yeah. I mean, you got Ferguson to shore things up there a little bit. I mean, Ferguson's going to be a solid tight end, for you if you only need to start one. So Geno Smith off the board. That is Joe's QB3, theoretically. Again, the 112. We got the last pick of the first round is the next rookie pick. We got Travis Hunter. I was wondering when Travis Hunter was going to go. Was wondering. And we are coming into round 12 here. So
my last two picks.
Your last two picks live, at least.
Yeah.
Were you adding me, Killer Gorilla? What's going on? I see you deleted it, so I'm not sure if you needed something or not there. Penix was he was on my mind too. Still some still potential there, despite what we think about him. So
I'm a little torn.
Okay. Do it. I don't know what you're doing, but do it.
I mean, there's always the forever slept on Mr. Jacoby Myers. Like no one ever wants him, and give the guy some credit. He's good. He's good. Now with my, it's going to be a while till I actually get to pick. And I feel like I'm falling into the trap a little, like thinking about like my lineup already this early in the season. What's that?
I said, it's still, 5 months away from
I know.
having
I'm
to start
tilting, you guys. I'm fucking tilting. I'm gonna. We kind of talked about this guy a bit. I'll take a shot. I don't have any shares of him. No, you know what?
Pivoting.
I'm just taking Travis Kelce at the 12th.
Tell us when that
round.
That guy goes off the board that you were debating. I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
112 off the board. So the next rookie pick. Oh, you sniped Trader Joe. Rookie pick is the 201. We are into the second round for rookie picks. Definitely on my board there was the 112. So I like it. Jaden Reed on my board. Still got a couple guys on my board.
Reed was the guy that I almost picked over Kelce.
Yeah. I kind of maybe thought that, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about him recently. Obviously there's a lot of vacated targets in Green Bay, but at the same time also, like, we know that that's not the identity of the team. Like, they're so hard. It's so hard to like know which Green Bay wide receiver to actually start. But if he's healthy, you're starting him. So that makes it kind of easy. And hopefully it's his game,
Yeah.
So,
I mean, like just looking at where he was finishing this first couple of years, like easy starter in this league, Jaden Reed. So
and to get him 4 rounds after Christian Watson is great value, I think.
Sure. We got the 201 is the next rookie pick. We got Trader Joe, who got sniped. Is he tilting? We got Mark Andrews and Gunnar Helm off the board. I like the picks for sure.
Oh, I sniped Trader Joe for Kelce or
Kelce, I think. For Kelce.
Yeah.
Or Jacoby. I don't know. Could have been Jacoby.
Yeah, I mean, Kelce, obviously, like, he's not going to gain any value, but I don't know. It's a little funny, like, having him and Rice. But I mean, tight end premium, like, he was still finished as tight end 3 last year. I mean, 76 catches.
Yeah, that can happen there.
That's what Gorilla was worried about. Just because
that could definitely happen. You got King off the boat on the board. Who's he gonna take? The 201. So next rookie pick is the 202. And I'm kind of torn here a little bit. I think I'm just gonna go a positional player there. Ooh, I only have 1 running back. Not that worries me, but I still really like Jaylen Warren with or without Dowdle there. The guy's averaged over 5 yards a touch in his career, so all he needs is right around 200 touches. Hopefully about 50 of those come in the form of passes. I mean, where was he last year in this league? He was the 51st overall player in this league. Crazy. That surprises me that he was that high. Like, so he has a lot of outs in in fantasy. Like either he's kind of what he was last year, or he gets cut back a little bit and he's kind of what he was with Najee, where he was still like really, really good. So like in the Warren pick there. So yeah, how this is going to work is when the last the 12-12 goes off the board, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to switch it over to a slow draft. I'm going to give you 8 hours on the clock for the first until the end of round 15. McCarthy was the other guy I was thinking. And then go to 4 hours after that, because we're going to get to the point where no one needs 8 hours to think about their pick. So I know that's not, no one's taking 8 hours to think about it, but Josh Downs, that's a nice one. Tis a nice pick there.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Do you think, like, we've seen a couple of good years from him? Not so much last year. It wasn't like completely shit, but I mean, I think we know what he is at this point.
Yeah, but they, you talked about all the targets gone from Pittman, like, so you got Pierce Warren. It could be very consolidated for like Pierce Warren and Downs. So
sure. Well, I dig the Ramondre pick. I was kind of looking at him too. But I don't know. He's going to be kind of a tough one, right? Like, I think the way you summed it up with him the other day, Mike, was you think that he might have the volume, but you think Henderson is going to be more efficient. Is that what you said?
Yeah. I think they're going to be 1A, 1B. I mean, Henderson actually averaged more touches per game than Ramondre last year. So I think they're both going to get 12 to 15 touches a game. And I think just, Henderson's going to be more efficient with that, obviously. So still some nice players on the board, like guys that I'm very interested in, so Blake Corum is the Mr. Irrelevant for our live draft. So I'm going to switch this over, guys, to a 8-hour clock. Of course, you can keep on making picks, don't stop now if you don't want to. So what we can do, we can spend just a couple of minutes on everyone's team. I don't want to get too far into the weeds here. I'm going to skip our teams. And we got Maddie. You want to give a minute on Maddie's team?
Yeah. I hate Matt's team. No, I'm just kidding. No. No, I like kind of like what he did. Waited a little long for that QB2. If Daniel Jones turns back into Daniel Jones this year, it's going to be painful, but you got a nice crop coming in next year. So maybe that will be a decent like pivot, but I really like the Brian Thomas Jr. pick for sure.
But back-to-back picks there, I think could be really incredible values in BTJ and Scadaboo. Like both those guys could, if the Giants don't draft a running back like Love, like Scadaboo is a huge value
there. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, overall solid team. Yeah, still some quarterbacks you can grab, so and stuff like that. Trader Joe, we got Prescott, Goff, Geno. He goes McBride with his first pick. James Cook, McCaffrey. Yeah, I mean, you're definitely a win now team with McCaffrey, Henry, McLaurin, CD, obviously like CD Lamb, McBride. These guys you're always trying to compete with and stuff. So for sure, a win now team. Oh, Parker Washington is off the board. I thought he was still on the board. This is 100% a win now team here. So it makes sense why maybe it's a reach for Geno. I don't know, but I don't necessarily think so. But if you're going to compete now, you need that QB3. and you're getting towards the end of it a little bit, right? So
Yeah. Save yourself from getting bent over the barrel for that guy during bye weeks, or,
Yep.
God forbid someone gets hurt.
I think Gino actually could be pretty solid this year too. So Benjamin went Gibbs, Hampton. He has Knicks, Bryce Young. Yeah, also needs a QB3. I like the Devonta Smith pick there. A lot of upside with AJ Brown's gone. A lot of upside there. I'm always a big fan of Kyron. I think he's a little underrated. Favorite pick from Benjamin?
My favorite pick,
Yeah.
Kyron in the middle of the 5th.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he should be drafted basically in the second round of a redraft, right? Like, so love that pick. I'm not worried if he's going to start returning punts or whatever the hell we were worried about a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Just overall.
He did return a punt that first game, though.
Yeah.
So Kings went Chase. Yeah, I think my favorite pick. I have a lot of favorite picks from Kings here. Tyler Warren in round 4. I was 100% going to pick him with my 4th round pick. Cam Ward in round 6 is definitely a pick that I like a lot. And Christian Watson. Like, I really like those picks a lot there for King. So I think he's a pretty good team here. You only need to start 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. So you're just kind of adding a bunch of players to fill out the flex a little bit. So, yeah, I really like this team a lot. Yep. I think there's a lot of like swing both ways. It's kind of weird, but like you can kind of play it out and see, and then you have Chase, Loveland, Warren, Ward, Lawrence, Hendo. Like your first 6 picks are like building blocks for sure. So, Killer Gorilla has Tua and Michael Penix as his QB and his super flex. He does have the 102, so that could potentially be a quarterback if he wants it to be. But I mean, you can't argue with that running back room. Like, holy crap, that's stacked, right?
Yeah, for sure. Gotta love it. I wonder if he would have taken CMC if he made it back to him. Almost did.
CMC, yeah.
Yeah, just a couple picks before the Barkley. Like, I was actually thinking about those 2 guys. Like, oh, if they both are there on the 5-6 turn, do I just snap them both up and then just go all in?
Yeah.
But it was not meant to be.
Yeah, I was thinking about McCaffrey as well. But I took AJ Brown and then seeing if he would come back. But no, I mean, it's a pretty nice room of running backs there. Those are 4 of like, Bijan and Barkley and HN and Taylor could be like 4 of the top 12 players in fantasy football next year, So, yeah, curious to see what he does at that 102. Sealy goes Bowers, Jettas. He gets Dart. I like the QB room and Dart and Baker. He has some picks there. I don't know what those picks are at that point, but 103 or something, right? And something else. I like the Chase Brown pick. I think the Chase Brown pick was probably my favorite pick from him here. Like, that's really good. Like, Chase Brown was awesome last year. Like, if he gets a contract with Cincinnati, like, Chase Brown's going to go a lot earlier than that. And, he's 26 years old and he's going to be a top 12 running back if healthy. Like, every year he's on the Bengals. Like, that's what they produce, right? So,
yeah, for sure. And I honestly, I like the Jaden Higgins pick also in round 11. Like, we liked him last year, like on a Houston team that wasn't like very offensively driven, like he still showed some nice moves like as a rookie. So I'm looking forward to see what he turns into.
Agreed. What's up, Dynasty Price Check? We did a collab together a few weeks ago, so go check out that video if you guys haven't. and we're definitely going to be doing another one soon. I hope, right? Yeah, this is our one of our listener leagues. So switching over to a slow draft, we just did a 12 rounds of live draft in here. So Drizzler has Stafford and Hurts, Tetaroa and JSN and Waddle. I know you like the Waddle pick, right? Waddle and Judkins are nice, and Walker. Yeah, that's a nice ass team. I mean, those are the Walker, Judkins, Waddle, really nice picks there. Like in terms of value,
I think he set himself up pretty well with like I think he's got some nice young pieces and definitely like a nice starting lineup. Like if this is who you're going up against week over week, like you are in trouble.
Stafford Adams stack. Yeah, to throw on top of those guys. Yeah, 100%. Preebs with Puka, Neighbors, he has Stroud and Shuck. I like the Mason Taylor pick a lot. What picks are those? He got the 101. Oh yeah, the 101 at the 303 I think is insane value there. I think that's really good value. I was dying to get that back to me. So I mean, it was in conversation. If Burrow wasn't there at my second round pick, then I would have thought about the 101 there. So he gets the 101 and the 105. So 2 picks in the top 5 here. So a little hard to like visualize the team a little bit, but I mean, add Jeremiah Love to this. I like the Bucky Irving pick a lot there. So yeah, that's a fun team. Got some upside with like Tootin and Golden and Downs. So and Mason Taylor. It's a fun team. Marv. Just kidding, Marv. We appreciate you. Caleb Purdy, Brees Hall. He traded for Amon-Ra, so he gave up Herbert for Amon-Ra. Gets McConkey, T. Higgins. I like the Higgins pick a lot. What's your favorite pick here?
I really like that he traded Herbert for St. Brown, given like that he got Purdy in the 3rd round. Maybe he wasn't expecting that necessarily. But yeah, Purdy as your QB2. I mean, he would have been his QB3, right? And so it's like, oh, now you don't have to really make that decision. And you get St. Brown for it. Like, honestly, I would draft Justin Herbert in a super flex league first. But I really like adding St. Brown to this team.
Yeah.
And if Kittle comes back, sooner than like if he doesn't start on the pup and takes a little while to like warm up to his old self, but we know he's just a monster in general. So gotta love that Kittle Purdy stack.
Yeah, you could definitely see this team like really competing when you have like a Michael Wilson if he kind of hits. Obviously, like McConkey in the McDaniel offense, Travis Etienne, Higgins doing his thing, Brees Hall turning into the guy that we think he can be. So, yeah, it's a solid team.
Yeah, sure. Those are my 2 favorite picks. I just don't want to say what rounds they came in, but the Etienne, how do we say it again? I don't know.
Etienne. He says it's Etienne, so
okay.
I guess that's what it is.
Good old.
I'm going to call him Etienne until I hear the announcers call him Etienne. So
yeah, but yeah, him in the 6th and Higgins. A couple picks later. Love those 2.
Yeah, and then killer pick 4 quarterbacks. The only team with 4, right? With 4 quarterbacks as of now, so. He's in a power position a little bit. People are gonna have to come to him. I've done this type of move even more extreme than this, where it's not. I wouldn't want to call it a QB horde. I don't think it's a QB horde necessarily, but people are gonna. It's hard to trade quarterbacks away when you only have 3. Most people, only have 2. A lot of people don't even have 3. So you have 4 that you're pretty. 3 of them you're confident in long term. One of them with top 12 potential this year. So Obviously, that's going to make his other positions look a little weaker. But like honestly, like again, I did this type of thing where I took a lot of quarterbacks with my first 5 or 6 picks, and I hit on a couple players. I hit on a couple running backs late, Bucky Irving and Chase Brown. Like in this was a couple years ago at this point, and like that's all you really need. You hit on an Algier, you hit on a Blake Corum, like your team, it looks really good. You know?
Yeah.
So
It's funny that you mentioned those two because those two guys plus drafting Puka in the 4th round of a rookie draft. But yeah, Chase Brown and Bucky, like hitting on those two, that pushed my orphan complete shit team into the playoffs the last 2 years, and I actually won that league last year. So
yeah.
It only takes a couple.
Yeah, Mick, I totally agree. Like, that's kind of how I play it too. If the value's there at quarterback, I just take it. I don't worry about my lineup, and I trust that I'm gonna hit on someone later on, like, and to kind of make up for the fact that I'm weaker in other areas. So, yeah, I don't hate it at all. Boom, QB3.
I completely agree, Mick.
Yep.
My favorite picks. My favorite pick from him is actually the Isaiah Likely at the beginning of the 11th round.
Yeah,
I was contemplating taking him way back at the 9-10 turn. Just because he's definitely similar to Malik Willis. Like their value can just really go up this year for sure.
No, you're right. Marv got his QB3 in Shador. But yeah,
he's also the QB3 on his own team, Marv. So that's very fitting.
He's the QB2 at least. Or worse. But yeah, we appreciate everyone. Trader Joe, he kindly put the lab link in the sleeper chat. So like, if you want to stay up to date, I'll be updating it as well in the draft chat. But in case I'm sleeping or something, like just check that out and you'll see what pick the rookie picks at, or just count the kickers. But a lot easier to just check that. Just make sure to refresh in case you had it open overnight or something. And yeah, this was a lot of fun. We'll be interested to see again. Still a lot of players like to build out your teams and stuff. And next time we'll be doing this. We'll be doing a live rookie draft, so that will be a lot of fun. Join our Discord if you haven't already. If you want to get into I'm probably going to announce it tomorrow, but a auction draft, auction league, best ball auction draft. I don't know how to say it, but best ball auction draft. I think I'm going to try and do that for our next listener league. I don't know how long that's going to take, and that might take a while, but that might be something where we live stream it, and then I don't know. We're going to have to figure that out, but
I've heard they do take a long time, and that's something we have to do in real time because people nominate players. Well, yeah. I guess not necessarily, but
slow. I don't know if they have a slow option. But I mean, yeah, if you're drafting, I don't know. I'm curious as like, do we do 28 rounds of that? Because that's going to be a lot. Or do we like make the waiver wire act? I don't know. We'll have to figure it out, but that's for the future us to figure out. But yeah, appreciate everyone. We still got picks coming off the board here. I'll announce what the overnight pause is. So appreciate everyone that drafted with us and everyone like Rick and Kevin and DPC who didn't draft with us but hung out with us. And we got the draft coming up. We are how many days away?
10? 11.
10 days away. No, 10. It was 11 when we started, I think, because it's 10 hours, 22 minutes, 22 hours, 52 minutes. So maybe it was just turned 10. I don't know. But yeah, we got the draft coming up, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, appreciate you all, and we will catch you in the next stream this week. So, see ya.
Bye.